Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the ABC Zoo. We are on letter H now, and in this video we'll be making an exhibit for some hippopotamus. But not just any regular hippopotamus, we'll be doing an exhibit for some European hippopotamus. And for those of you who don't know, the European hippopotamus is a species of hippo that is no longer around. They are extinct. So I thought that would be a little bit more interesting to do that than just the regular standard hippo that we've seen many times, I'm sure, in various exhibits. Plus, I also just did a hippo speed build not that long ago, probably like a couple days ago or something like that, maybe a week. And that'll be up on the channel before not too long, so I also wanted to make sure I wasn't doing the same animal too close together. So yeah, that's that. That's the the gist. That's why I chose to do this animal. It was suggested by somebody in the comments of the last video. The what was that? Oh, the fennec fox video, and I figured that was a pretty good idea. I liked it. It was more unique than just doing something like a horse or a what else starts with H? Other H like animals. A hyena. The hyena was suggested several times, and I did consider doing that, but I decided not to because I've done many hyena exhibits in the past. And this is a little more unique, I think. And I did just do a striped hyena exhibit that came out a couple days ago as well. So I decided to do this instead, and I think that's it was a good choice. So thank you to whoever suggested that. I can't remember who it was now, but it was a good suggestion, I think. So I'm actually very pleased with the way this turned out. This could be my favorite exhibit I've done for this particular series. It probably is. I did like the Babirusa exhibit a lot, but I think this one might actually be even better. Put a lot of detail into it, put a lot of time into this one. It took me over an hour to make. I was pretty pleased with this underwater viewing area. It doesn't look as great now, but you'll see it in the end. It looks pretty good, I think. And on here I'm just trying to find the right tree to use. Those other ones, which I really like, fortunately were flattening the ground there, so it was kind of screwing up the viewing area there, so I had to change that. I use a lot of this blue whatever grass, and it actually I don't use it that much, but I see a lot of the people using it, and I kind of understand why now. It does make very effective ground cover, and for really good borders as well. So basically this pattern you see here with the grass, the junipers, and then the oak trees continues all around the exhibit and creates a really good border, a really good boundary, kind of encloses it all in and makes it look like its own separate entity, if you will. Like it's all enclosed in one area. You don't see anything beyond it, which I really like. So it's one thing I really try to do when I'm doing these individual exhibits. I like to make it so you feel like it's all enclosed in, so you're just focused on the exhibit itself and not anything beyond it. I think I've gotten a lot better at that as of late. And then in here I'm just gonna putting some shelters down. These just regular hay shelters work pretty well in here. Putting some food and water. Thought about putting it in there, decided not to in the end. And here I'm just putting some rocks around to make it more interesting, and then I'll surround those with foliage. The actual exhibit itself is pretty simple. There's not much to it, but I like the design in terms of what I went with to try and make it a little bit more unique. With like the two areas, the underwater area and the land. The only problem with the underwater area is the hippos really don't go in there, I noticed, because they have no incentive to go in there. All their food is on land. They don't eat anything underwater, and there's no like toys or anything that go in the water, so there's just not a lot of incentive for them to go in there. So it was kind of hard for me to encourage them. Ultimately, you'll see when I do the tour part, I don't show it, but I actually just throw them in there, and then they're basically just trying to get out because they don't want to be in there. So but it's fine, you know. In a real zoo, obviously hippos would use that quite a bit, I'm sure. So it does the trick. But yeah, for those of you who don't know too much about this series, I'll go ahead and and give you a little bit of a rundown. Also, if you guys can hear anything in the background, it's actually raining outside, so that's all that is. I have a window open, so I don't think you guys will hear that, but if you do, that's what it is. But anyway, this series is the ABC Zoo, and what we're doing is me and AnimalGenius doing a collaboration where we go back and forth making exhibits just in alphabetical order. We started with animals whose names start with that particular letter. So we're now on H right now, so next week AnimalGenius will have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. He'll have I. Yeah, I know my ABCs. He'll have I, so he'll be doing animal starts with I. You can go over to his channel and suggest to him what you think he should do, and also you can suggest to me what you think I should do after that. So H, I, J, so I'll be doing J. So if you guys can think of any good animals that start with J, you can leave them in the comments and I can take a look at those and see what I want to do next. I don't particularly have any ideas. Let me just think if I can come up with something on top of my head for J. Jaguar. It's kind of a little boring though. Plus, I just recorded a Jaguar exhibit not that long ago. I haven't put it up on the channel yet, but I did do that. A jerboa would be kind of cool, maybe. There might be some dinosaurs that start with J. I just can't think of any right now. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm sure you guys will be able to come with something better than I can right now. So let me know in suggestion. And that won't be up for 2 weeks, so you'll have plenty of time to come up with ideas. And here we are in the tour part of the exhibit, or part of the video. And you can see they're really good looking models too. I like them a lot. I'd like to use them more actually. Looking at them, I do really like hippos just in general, and I like this particular model a lot for the European hippo. I think it looks really cool. The only problem with this, it doesn't have a name in the game. It's just it'll just be like the number that they are. There's a hippopot for y'all, and it doesn't have before you place it down, its skin is white, but as soon as you actually place it and unpause the game and stuff, you'll see that they actually do have a skin and it looks really good. So there is that. And yeah, there's not too much more for me to say about this enclosure. I mean, like I said, I'm really pleased with it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Hope you guys enjoying the video and enjoying this series. What else was I saying? Yeah, I'm really enjoying this series. I think it's a lot of fun. It's pretty unique. I haven't seen anything else quite like it that anyone else has done on YouTube. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. So I think in a second here, you can just see I'm going around through the actual enclosure and showing you what I did on a closer level. I do like the barn too. I think that did turn out good. I like this lighter wood with the red roof. You got one sitting down over here, and then right around now I'm going to go and show you guys the underwater viewing area as well. So, and that is probably the coolest part of the exhibit. I think definitely the most unique aspect of the exhibit. So you guys will get to see that. Yep, going down there right now. I did add a bunch of fish in here too. You'll see them in the water. So it just looked really dead and like lifeless without any fish, and since the hippos hardly ever used it. So there's also a squirrel in there for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. Apparently there's a sea squirrel. And then the roof, I did put a roof on it, which I think really helps as well to sort of enclose it in and everything. You can see it is very cool and hippos are in there, but they just don't really have much desire to be in there. So, but it's not the end of the world. You know, like I said, they'd use it in real life. So, and when you're talking about realism and stuff, I think that's probably more important than what they do in the game. So it's hard to really simulate exactly what the animal's behavior would be like in the game. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Check out AnimalGenius channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.